Hey there, it's Robin from Raincross Farms Makery. And if you have been following me on my sourdough starter journey, you will know that I have a bunch of sourdough discard accumulated. And so today I'm going to show you a recipe for a coconut pineapple bread. Kind of like a banana bread, only coconut and pineapple, and we're going to use our sourdough discard. So let's get started. We are going to start with 20 ounces of crushed pineapple. If you don't have crushed, you can use chunks or slices and chop them up or blend them up. So 20 ounces of crushed pineapple. We are going to use 2 eggs. These are courtesy of my chickens that are right outside the door there, watching to see what I do. And I'm just going to break those up just a little bit. And I'm going to put in, this is 6 tablespoons of melted butter. Give that a quick blend. And then this is a 1/2 cup of our sourdough starter discard. This is going to give it a really good flavor. And it's not really strong enough to raise bread, so it might give it a little bit of lift. So we are going to be depending on some baking powder to get that job done. But I've got my sourdough starter in there, and then a teaspoon of vanilla. So that is all the wet ingredients. So what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to use my hand blender to mix this up. I want to make sure I get that sourdough discard completely blended up, so I don't have any chunks of it that kind of give me a bitter taste when we finish the bread. I just want you to get this all completely combined. And then I'm going to cover this lightly, and I'm just going to let it sit on my counter for about 30 minutes. I just want to give that sourdough starter to give it a chance to develop its flavors. So we're going to let that sit for 30 minutes. So I'm going to start my timer on that. And then I'm going to put together my dry ingredients in a separate bowl. And let me get out a separate spatula. Okay, so our dry ingredients are 1.5 cups of all-purpose flour, and 2 teaspoons of baking powder. This will give our bread its rise. Again, because our starter is not quite mature enough to rise our bread. Okay, and then we have 1/2 cup of packed brown sugar and 1/4 cup of white sugar and a pinch of salt. And I'm going to start stirring that up. We are also going to add toasted coconut. So this is 2 cups of sweetened shredded coconut. And I put it in the oven at about 325 for about 6 minutes. I stirred it about every minute, so it's kind of brown and toasty but not burnt. That's going to bring out that extra flavor. And a cup of chopped pecans. So those are our dry ingredients. So let's stir those up. And then this will be ready to add to our wet ingredients after 30 minutes. So this is done. I'm just gonna let it sit and I will come back to you in about 27 minutes. Hey, we're back. And it has been about 30 minutes and my wet ingredients have sat on the counter. And I mixed up my dry ingredients. I also, a few minutes ago, preheated my oven to 350 degrees. So now I'm going to take these dry ingredients and just mix them into those wet ingredients and stir them up just until it's blended. This will be a thick batter. Smells good. I can smell that coconut and I can smell that pineapple. So I'm just going to mix this up until I'm not seeing any dry ingredients remaining. Let's mix together. Now I have my loaf pan and I have some cooking spray. Get the lid off and we're just going to give this a coat. Pour cooking spray and we're going to put all of this batter into our pan. Kind of smells like a pina colada. And I'm going to spread this out. And we're going to stick it in the oven for approximately an hour. It'll depend on the size of your pan and how your oven works, but we're going to make sure we check it at least at an hour and see if it's done. And stay tuned. Welcome back. It's been an hour and it smells delicious. So let's check on our bread. Now, partway through, my oven gets a little hot, so I ended up putting some foil over the top so that it wouldn't burn. That. And, oh, looks good. So let's test it with a toothpick. Let me show you this first. Look at that. Yummy, yummy, yummy. Smells good. So let's test it with a toothpick. And we're looking to see if the toothpick comes up clean. Feels pretty solid in there. Toothpick seems to be clean, so it looks like it is cooked all the way through. So we are going to let this sit for about 30 minutes before we try to take it out of the loaf pan, and then we'll pull it out and slice it up and give it a taste test. And we're back. Our bread has cooled down quite a bit, so let's see if we can remove it from the pan. Oh, it looks nice and loose. Okay, let's flip it out. There it is. Looks yummy. Look at that. Golden brown. Smells good. So let's give it a taste. Pretty, pretty. Love those pecans. Delicious. I taste the pineapple and the coconut and the pecans. This is excellent. So I hope you will make something fun out of your sourdough discard. If you would like a copy of the recipe that I used to make this bread, just type recipe in the comments and I will send you a free PDF. Sorry, I shouldn't talk while my mouth is full, but thanks for joining me today and hope you have a great rest of your day. Bye-bye.